What up, Beagle Nation? It's your boy, Hada, back with another video. Look, man, we got a lot to talk about, but first thing I want to do is wish everybody a happy New Year's, right? Have a prosperous 2025. Have a better year than you had in 2024. You know what I mean? But before we do all that, let's go ahead and run the intro. Look, man, this right here for the G's and the OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. We've been talking about, if the Philadelphia Eagles should play their starters, right? If the Philadelphia Eagles should play Saquon, because Saquon is 101 yards from breaking Eric Dickerson's record. And there's been a lot of, this and that from the fan base. Some fans want him to play. Some fans thought that, it wasn't a good idea for him to play. And, I was one of those guys who felt like, if it's no risk, it's no reward, right? That's how I felt. It's no risk, no reward. But at the same time, man, I was also feeling like at the time that I was feeling just a little bit selfish that I wanted Saquon to play, risking him getting injured, or something like that, and not having him available for the playoffs. And, this team would suffer because of that, because Saquon is amazing. Like, we got to have Saquon in the lineup, in my opinion, if we want to have any type of success through the playoffs, right?
Yeah, Coach asked me, what I like to do. We had a conversation, and he called me back, let me know that we're probably going to be resting, and my reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games, and we're in the playoffs, so I got a bigger goal in mind anyway.
What was your message to Nick when you did it?
He asked me if I wanted to play, if I want to go for it. I said on Sunday, I probably didn't care too much for it. When I slept on it, I was like, there's an opportunity to implant my name in football history. May never get another opportunity like that again. So I'm down, but at the end of the day, I don't care for putting the team at risk. And he's the head coach for a reason. He makes those decisions, and whatever decision he wanted to make, I let him know if you want me to play, I'm going to go out there and make sure I get it. And if we don't, I'm okay with that too.
I understand it. I get it. Maybe I was being a little selfish wanting him to play, but I still kind of feel like, no risk, no reward, right? But hey, I'm not mad either way. I'm not mad that Saquon not playing. The focus should be Super Bowl. It's always been that. Super Bowl for me. Super Bowl a bust for the Eagles. And if Saquon wasn't able to play, man, the dynamics would definitely change, in my opinion. So we got to do what we got to do. I agree. And this is another thing, that makes me think that Nick Sirianni is the right guy for, the Philadelphia Eagles. And, I was a guy who was very tough on Nick Sirianni going through the season, especially before the bye. Thinking, people wanted him fired, me, myself included. But, Nick Sirianni is one of the most winningest coaches, 47 wins or something like that, to start his career in his first 4 to 5 years, whatever like that. So, Nick Sirianni has been doing nothing but winning, bro. So I had to, back off a little bit, what I'm saying, because you just have to. I understand it now. You know what I'm saying? The recipe for Nick Sirianni's success is having two good coordinators. We got Vic Fangio and we got Kellen Moore, who I don't think will be here next year. And that's, a bridge that we're going to have to cross when we get there. But for now, man, the focus is winning the championship. And Nick Sirianni has made every good decision that he needed to make, to keep this team competitive. And I got to respect that. I think it was a good decision to rest the starters, ultimately, despite how I felt, saying no risk, no reward. But the goal it has to be a Super Bowl. It has to be a Super Bowl at this point. That has to be the goal. It's not no ifs, ands, or buts. The Eagles have to win the Super Bowl, especially when making a decision like this, where, everything is on the line. Everybody's going to be healthy. Another thing that's kind of concerning me is Jalen Hurts is still in concussion protocol. So What's really going on with that? Why is Jalen still in, concussion protocol? What's the update on that? Nick Sirianni said his presser, that he still is in concussion protocol. And this is already going on 2 weeks now, 2 some odd weeks that he's been in concussion protocol. So we need to make sure that Jalen Hurts is healthy. Right now it's looking like the Philadelphia Eagles will be going against the Green Bay Packers. As of right now, if it was to start today, the playoffs was to start today, it would be the Green Bay Packers, who I think we can beat. And it was a report that just came out that Jair Alexander had orthoscopic knee surgery or something like that, and he most likely he will be out for the remainder of the season. So that's another thing, that we got to think about, when we talking about, if we can dominate this team or not. With us having one of the best receiving corps in the league, and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, on the defensive side of the ball on other teams, you got to come with some firepower. You just have to, because those 2 guys are amazing. Those 2 guys, they need some people who can guard them on the other side, and there's not a lot of people in the league who can do that. Jair Alexander is really, really good. He does, shut down one side of the field. So, I hate injuries. It's a part of the game, I know. But you got to think about this. If you can't shut down one side of the field, man, this Philadelphia Eagles offense can really bury you real quick, especially with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert is eligible, to come off IR, but I do not think that they're going to do that. I think they're going to let him go ahead and sit where he needs to be right now, especially with, the Philadelphia Eagles resting their starters. That probably means that they're going to probably want to have that roster spot. So, it makes all the sense in the world. When Dallas Goedert is in the game, he's dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude is he one of them ones. But, he's already been on IR twice this season. Every season it seemed like Dallas Goedert, he just suffered from injuries. He can't stay healthy. And that's a reason why I think that position definitely needed to be a position of concern, after the season, in the off season when we're talking about draft talk. But I don't really want to talk about draft talk. I don't want that to be on our mind. We got everything still in front of us. The Philadelphia Eagles are looking to win a Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl of bust, and we already know that. We already know it. So, we got a lot to look forward to in this Giants game. It's a meaningless game. You know what I'm saying? We locked up the 2 seed already, so I understand it all. I get it. I'm not the one that's going to sit here and try to fuss and fight and say that the Philadelphia Eagles made the wrong decision. I kind of feel like this was the right decision. Now, would I have made a different decision? Probably so. But, that was probably me just being more selfish, because I live by no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, if Saquon don't get it this year, we still have Saquon for another 2 seasons, so like down the contract, which I do think Howie Roseman will get a deal done to extend his contract, maybe this coming off season, because you just have to. Saquon is one of the best players in the National Football League, if not the best. So you got to make sure that you do that. And when you got a GM like Howie Roseman, you know what I mean? That's what he do. Even though the Jets is trying to give him a stake in the Jets, and they trying to give him the world, all types of stuff to get Howie Roseman, over to their side. It's not going to happen, bro. Howie Roseman is a Philadelphia Eagle. I think Howie Roseman was raised in New York or something like that. He got some ties in New York. But at the same time, man, I'm not worried about that, bro. We got Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is why this team stays so fresh, because we got the best GM in the National Football League. And I hope that Howie Roseman never go nowhere, man. I want Howie Roseman with the Birds forever. You know what I mean? So, all black this weekend. If you ain't know, the Philadelphia Eagles will be all black. It's devious hours. It's devious hours for the Giants. I still think the Philadelphia Eagles will win this game no matter who plays. I think Mekhi Gardner got elevated or he joined the roster. Just to give these guys some play time, we want to make sure we rest the starters. Nick Sirianni also said, that it's going to be some reserve guys, because it's just the way the roster works. So I understand that as well. But it's all black devious hours, spooky hours. The Philadelphia Eagles got a chance, to extend to 14 wins on the season, which would be amazing. In the beginning of the season, I predicted that the Philadelphia Eagles would finish 13-4. So no matter what goes which way it goes this week, the content is coming. Pause. And I feel good. I feel good. It's a real good time right now to be a Philadelphia Eagle fan. Y'all know that. Everybody else know that. The hate is all around us, and that's how you know you got a good squad, because everybody know that the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be a force in the playoffs. They're going to be the team to beat. They're going to be on everybody's radar, because if you line up across from them, you in for a dogfight. And I honestly believe that. Excuse me. It's so much things that's rolling right now. Vic Fangio also said that he felt like, Nick Sirianni was doing a great job. I mean, you got to call it how it is. You got to look, all of the Sirianni haters, you got to step up to the plate, and you got to really call a spade a spade. You got to say what's happening. Nick Sirianni is doing a fantastic job, a fantastic job. Can nobody do a better job? And we gotta show him some praise, man. We gotta step to the front and say we made a mistake by calling for his job, man, because Burr really has done an amazing job. But I still think the Philadelphia Eagles gonna get this dub. I still think they can go out and win. The Giants won last week, which kind of messed up they tank job. They don't even know how to tank correctly. A poverty franchise. Joe Shane, whatever his name is probably one of the worst, in my opinion. Well, let me be honest. He probably one of the best, because without him making the terrible decision, Saquon would not be on this roster. So look, there you go. The Birds is back this Sunday. No starters. We resting the starters. So Tiki Barber, all them out. There's no reason. He the one that he was talking spicy about Saquon Barkley, because Saquon Barkley decided to join the Philadelphia Eagles, saying that he was dead to them. So you won't get to talk to Saquon this week. He won't break the record this week. You was wrong about Saquon. Saquon is having the best career right now with the Philadelphia Eagles because he made the switch. He did what he had to do. You know what I mean? But it's on, bro. It's on. The Birds is up. The Birds is up this week. I'm ready to start the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's a new year. This our year. I honestly believe that. 2025 is our year. It's going to be content all week. Every day we rolling with content. We busting y'all over the head with something. So make sure y'all tap into the channel, man. Make sure y'all liking and make sure y'all subscribing. I'm telling y'all that Hotter in the building, man. I'm about to take this game by storm. I honestly believe that. The goal right now is 5,000 subs. We on the road to that. And then the goal after that is 50,000 subs. I need everybody to make sure you got them noti bells on. You know what I'm saying? You subbed up to the channel. Share this with somebody and tell them to share it with somebody else, man, because that's how this channel is growing. The growth has been phenomenal. This was a hell of a year. When you start getting paid to do what you love, especially talking about the Birds, is nothing else better. There's nothing else better. I'm going to work harder than I ever have done before to make sure y'all stay up to date and make sure y'all have the content y'all need to be successful. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. That's it. But look, man, if you made it this far in the video and you felt like this puppy helped you out, please do the channel a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you always up to date. You know what I'm saying? But for now, I'm out.
Yeah, I got them diamonds on me dancing, looking like they prancing. Always on my BI, we talking about expansion. Looking at a mansion, open up the benches, hanging off the blickin', empty out the stickin', shooting like I'm jamming. Chipwood, this good, sorry that I'm this hood.